Hi, I'm Carmen from Young Statues, and this is Zero Platoon. My dad was a drummer, so from the time I was, born, we've just had music in our house constantly. I mean, I remember some of my earliest memories of music are, my mom still had a cassette player in her car, and she had a bunch of Elton John tapes. And I remember driving around with her and begging her to put those Elton John tapes on. That's one of the first musical memories that I have, is just that feeling, hearing those songs and how awesome they were. Even as a little kid, I loved. So they took me and my sister to see Elton John, and we saw Jackson Browne, and we went and saw Crosby, Stills and Nash. Later in life, I learned to appreciate how incredible of a musician somebody like Neil Young is, who's my dad's favorite of all time. But when you're a young kid like that, you want melody, and you want catchiness. And I remember I used to like this band Roxette, which was this guy and girl, and they had that Joyride song, and it was so catchy that I immediately was drawn to it. I used to go to school every day and drive past this toy store. It was called Happy Hippo, and they had a guitar in the window, and that's when I first saw the guitar and started asking for a guitar, and it was just this crappy toy guitar, and they got that for me for Christmas. And then after that, it was learning Green Day songs in the basement with my friend, and we couldn't find anybody else to play drums or anything, so we would just play guitar and sing the songs ourselves, and that was our band. Just dudes playing power chords on electric guitars and singing, but with no rhythm section. I guess everybody goes through those, those moments of teenage angst, and sometimes you feel oh, nobody understands me, and I guess just maybe a loneliness you feel that leads you to kind of seek out an alternative way to express yourself that doesn't consist of being involved with other people. And I think just looking up to bands and loving music and respecting the art that these people made me want to try to do that myself, I guess. I had one of those mini tape recorders. I don't know exactly what it was, a Sony little mini. They had the little mini tapes, and I remember my cousin, who's maybe 5 or 6 years older than me, he's from New York. He was going to art school in Philly, and he plays guitar, and I really always looked up to him as a guitar player. I remember taking that tape player with him and making him go out to the car to sit in the car with me, because I didn't want to show it to anyone else, and that was the first song that I ever wrote. So me and him sat there in the car and listened to it. I'm sure it was terrible, but I worked on it for so long and finally mustered up the courage to show it to him, and that's the first memory I have of actually writing lyrics and writing a song from start to finish. You're uncomfortable sometimes. I guess I was at times, with sharing that, personal of a piece of myself. I love the ability that I have to express myself in writing music and writing songs, but I don't want to just, I don't want my songs to ever be too self-indulgent. So, yeah, there is a line that you cross, and there is times where you're sitting and working on a song and you like it, and you're maybe I shouldn't say that. This is a song from our new record called Natives. We only flock this town with the watch you drown. Chalk it up to being alone, sleeping with the light on. Somebody sold out to the pain. Native son, not much to gain. And you know it's all this place to blame, 'cause I see all ahead. We're waking up that dread. It's climbing up my back. We know the shroud. No point to question why. What we buried in the night, we can't come back to tell our lies. All of this time we know we're waiting on the night, on a lonesome night. Somebody sold out to the pain. Native son, not much to gain. You're feeling sold out to the pain. It's the only friend that will remain. And you know it's all this place. I see it all ahead. We're waking up that dread. And it's climbing up my back. We know the shroud. And it all will move far too quickly to let you choose. It comes quiet, it comes quiet, it comes quiet. 'Cause I see it all ahead. We're waking up that dread. And it's climbing up my back. We know the trap. Oh. I guess it's basically about that, about there's people who just kind of give in to their circumstances or give in to their surroundings, and I didn't want to become one of those people. It's about going back home after a really long time of not being around, and I actually went to my 5-year high school reunion, and at that reunion I saw a lot of people I haven't seen in a while, and it was weird how little had changed with some people, and it was that song's kind of, I was living at home at that time, and like I had moved back home at that time, and it was, I don't know, that song's kind of, you know, the lyric, we know the trap, and all the lyrics in that song just kind of refer to my feeling that now that I'm back home, oh my God, I might never get out of here again. And reflecting on some of those people that I knew and grew up with that just kind of never did anything. And I was just kind of feeling down about myself at that time. It was a lot of struggling to accept what's around you, and at times feeling like no matter what you do, you're never gonna find a way out of it, and feeling like you're not behind the steering wheel in your own life, and that was a lot of what I was dealing with at that time when I was writing that record. So I was listening to Nebraska a lot by Bruce Springsteen, and I just love how you know that those things are not just completely fictional, the stories that he's writing, and he's reflecting on where he is and his surroundings, and he's kind of absorbing everything that's around him. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to write about real things and real people and real encounters I've had, and not I didn't want to make songs that were melodramatic or like self-indulgent. Like I said before, the stuff that I'm writing is still personal, but some of my favorite songs that I've related to on a deep level, you hear it and there are times even when you're like, oh my God, that's me, that's how and if you're too self-indulgent, I feel like maybe you blur it out too much to where somebody's not able to relate to it. Some of the sad stuff makes me feel better. I guess I wouldn't say like the National's a sad band per se, but just the deepness of his voice and kind of they do have some gloomy tunes. I really like them a lot. But I listen to sad music all the time anyway. That's like the music I like. Lately it's been Sharon Van Etten, The National. I like the new Ryan Adams record a lot. I went and saw him with my dad. There's a band from Philly called The War on Drugs that put a really amazing record out in 2014, I think it was. I still listen to Whiskey Town, which was like Ryan Adams' first band that he was in when he was 20. So, and that was from, I think I was 6 years old when Whiskey Town started. So, it's all over the map. But yeah, mostly a lot of the gloomier stuff. I like Pearl Jam a lot too. Though. I listen to Pearl Jam. Me and my dad. That's cool. Yeah, anything. I like anything. I like Roxette stuff. Joyride.
Every time the sun comes up, I'm in trouble.